Hey everybody, Danny, Tamika, BJJ, dorks doing dorky BJJ things. Today we've got a fun one for you. It is a knee bar from top half guard. Knee bar, super cool technique. We'll go over the way I like to set up my knee bar from half guard, and then we'll just show you a bunch of times so you can see what I'm doing. Alright, let's get right into it. Top half guard, no-gi, knee lock. So she's got half guard locked up. She's here. So what Tamika would really like is to not be flat on her back. She would like to be turned toward me. So I get into this situation a lot once I've backed away from half guard. Now I do this for a lot of different reasons, but a lot of times I'm down here off of the pass initially. I'm trying to flatten her out and do my thing, but she finds this underhook and she starts to come up on her side. And I don't like this, so I'm going to put my forearm in and I'm going to beat her back down. But I like to retreat a little bit and kind of sit on my heels, just to kind of keep this leg locked in place and stop her from doing back take mischief or inverting. If I take too much weight off of this, it lets them move around too much. A lot of guys, smaller guys, will start inverting. I don't want that to happen, so a lot of times I kind of sit on this bottom leg down here. Now if she insists on staying on her side up here, I'm going to start fighting for my underhook, and I'm going to flatten her back out, start a more traditional kind of knee slide or back step pass. I'm sure there's some of that on the channel if you want to check it out. But one thing that's available to us is to try to get her to go back to her back. And I'm going to do this a lot by trying to pass this arm this way. So as she's framing on my face, as she's pushing, a lot of times I'll kind of cup the elbow here and I'll try to push it past. Now, if they let that kind of fly by, I might come down and start my head and arm choke, or might start feeding it for the darce, you know, whichever you like. But a lot of times when I start pushing here, they're going to push back to their back hard. They don't like being pushed that way. So as I push and she pushes back, I'm going to take that opportunity to spin for this top leg. So I'm going to show you just without any resistance here. If she goes to her back, I follow, and I'm going to plant my hand on this side of the mat. I'm going to drive my knee over the top. It's my knee. It's not my foot. I'm not doing this. Mostly because I can't. I'll fall over if I try. But doing this makes a ton of space, and even if I do kind of spin over it, I'm probably going to lose most of it. At least when I do it. So instead, I go almost knee mount, and I slide my knee across, and I sort of sit on my own foot. I'll show you from a couple of different angles so you can see what I'm talking about. But what I'd really like to happen is to sit here and start hooking around the knee with this one. As I start to sit back, I have to beware of her triangling her legs here. So as soon as I start to fall, I tie this to my chest, and I come back with my back this way. Not toward her, because if I go toward her, she's going to be able to triangle that leg fairly easily. I pull out this way. As I do, I'm going to let my elbow kind of drift up her knee. As it passes her knee, you'll see the leg start to straighten. Here. Once it starts to straighten, I hook it with my other arm and put my head on her toes. Here. Now I've got it hooked just below her ankle. My knees are wrapped around her hip. Knees right in the middle. I put a bunch of pressure with my head, almost like I'm trying to drive her heel up toward the ceiling. And then I just engage my hips, tying that shin to my chest. I'm going to show you that spin from a couple of different angles so you can kind of see where my feet are landing. That was one way to get into the knee bar from top half. Alright? If you liked it, like, subscribe, share, tell your mom about it. I don't know.
Watch some more videos.
Watch another video. We have a ton of them. Watch more. They're on the side there somewhere, I'm sure.